Coming up next on KX News at 6, some members of Congress say they want to make it easier for victims of police brutality to sue, but the Supreme Court might be the best avenue. And North Dakota is now a week into what the governor calls the low-risk phase for the coronavirus, what that means for businesses ahead. Plus, we're celebrating a truly inspiring life tonight.
Putting North Dakota first. KX News at 6 starts now.
Good evening. I'm Renee Cooper. Thanks for watching KX News. In our top story tonight, the nationwide conversation continues over police brutality in the name of George Floyd. Lawmakers say they want to make it easier for victims of police brutality to sue law enforcement, but they say one Supreme Court doctrine stands in the way. KX News Washington correspondent Raquel Martin reports as Democrats call to eliminate what's known as the qualified immunity, a rule that currently shields police officers from lawsuits.
We need to hold law enforcement accountable.
In the wake of George Floyd's death, Democratic Congressman Lacy Clay and a growing number of Democrats are calling for an end to the legal doctrine they say contributes to police brutality.
A qualified immunity needs to be eliminated.
In 2014, Clay's St. Louis district was the epicenter of protests after police killed Michael Brown. Clay says the qualified immunity doctrine established by the Supreme Court in the 1960s shields back cops from lawsuits and prevents justice.
You should not have some kind of blanket immunity to commit crimes against others. To even commit murder.
Right now, congressional Democrats are pushing legislation to end qualified immunity for law enforcement officers. So far, no Republicans have signed on. Republican Senator and former Missouri Attorney General Josh Hawley says he plans to review the bill.
The devil's in the details. I'd like to see exactly what they're proposing to do.
But ultimately, the fate of the rule may be up to the courts.
All of these legal doctrines are a balance.
Law professor Paul Schiff Berman says qualified immunity is intended to protect officials from frivolous lawsuits, but the Supreme Court could decide to narrow its scope.
Right now, it's being used in a way that provides essentially absolute immunity.
The Supreme Court could decide to take up the issue as early as next week. In Washington, Raquel Martin.
Turning to our COVID-19 North Dakota Watch, sadly, health officials report one new death today. It was a man in his 90s from Cass County with underlying health conditions. A total of 72 people have now died in North Dakota as a result of the coronavirus. The North Dakota Department of Health confirmed 71 new cases today, bringing the statewide total to 2,816. The health department reports 2,268 people are considered recovered, an increase of 26 people from Friday's report. This means there are 476 active COVID-19 cases in the state as of today, and this number has been decreasing over the past several days from a high of 687 on May 23rd. 29 people are currently hospitalized in North Dakota, down one from yesterday's report. A total of 182 hospitalizations have been reporting since data tracking began. Positives reported this morning come from 11 different counties. Cass County still consistently reporting the most cases daily with 46 new today. Burleigh County has 6 new cases today. Stutsman County 5, and 3 or less cases were reported from the remaining 8 counties with new cases as of today. For the latest information on the coronavirus, including a recap of the governor's news conferences, resources, the latest case numbers, and prevention, head on over to our website. That's kxnet.com. Well, businesses across the state are adapting to a new normal as COVID-19 restrictions loosen up. Phase 2 of the Governor Burgum's North Dakota Smart Restart Plan, or the Green Phase, is another step closer to getting the state back to where it was before the pandemic. And that means businesses are getting back into the groove of things. But you may notice a few changes, like capacity enforcement, which is now 75% for bars and restaurants, hour changes to help the flow of daily foot traffic, and some businesses are staying virtual until they feel comfortable returning back to normal. One Williston business owner says she's excited to be moving in the right direction, but new norms must be implemented.
Really realize when something potentially is airborne, like, you know, it like automatically made me just want to be hyper critical, I guess, about every aspect when it comes to sanitation. And then we were really aware. It actually helped us implement more policies on the store.
To learn a little bit more about some local businesses and their changes, tune in tonight at 10. Well, to get an idea of how other states are handling reopening their economies, we take a look at our neighbor to the east, Minnesota. Restaurants and bars can now open up their patios, but even if they have outdoor seating, some businesses are choosing to hold back. Junkyard Brewing in North Moorhead is committed to selling off-sale beer cans only. Owner Aaron Junkie says it's because seating on the patio might cause coronavirus to spread through social interaction. On the other side of town, Legends Bar has opened up and expanded its patio space. Staff there says they could tell how much they were missed by customers from the first day they reopened.
If it had to happen, this was the best time for it to happen, for us to only be able to have people outside. We were lucky enough to have some super good people to help us make kind of a makeshift patio.
Both bars are still planning around Governor Tim Walz's new order, which allows them to reopen to dine-in customers at 50% capacity. Well, CHI St. Alexius in Williston is assuring the community that its facilities are safe to visit again. Like most hospitals, St. Alexius Health stopped all visitation and walk-in appointments to help lower the spread of COVID-19. But as restrictions across the state have lifted, so have the guidelines at both of the hospitals and clinics. The healthcare facility wants to assure the community that it is taking all precautionary measures for each visitor, screening questions, social distance enforcements, more sanitizing stations, and recommending all patients, visitors, and staff wear some sort of face covering.
It shouldn't be an intimidating process. You can actually get in here. Everybody's being extremely cautious, especially on this side.
Well, Kemp says if you have any questions or concerns, do not hesitate to call CHI Clinic or the hospital. On some heartwarming news tonight, dozens broke a sweat to honor a fallen hero. Members of 3 CrossFit gyms in West Fargo participated in a special workout session honoring late Grand Forks officer Cody Holty. The number of reps and miles ran represented things like his badge number, 639, and the street on which he was shot, 2600 17th Street. Anna Christensen, who owns one of the CrossFit gyms, says this type of workout is done not just for Officer Holty, but for any officer lost in the line of duty.
Those heroes gave their lives for a cause, and so we're going to come out and we're going to do something really hard to honor their memory.
How cool. Anna says some of her members of her gym, as well as the other 2, currently actually serve as police officers. KX News has been following the story of Kadra Freilich since last year. The mom of 2 beat brain cancer not just once, but twice. And we are sad to inform you that this morning she passed away. Now, reporter Aaron Fields originally covered the story. He joins us in studio now to honor her memory. Aaron.
Renee, I just even hearing her name right now, I'm getting emotional. But as you know, we cover so many stories every day. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I've interviewed so many incredible people, but Kadra is someone I will never forget. I met her last year, and like you said, she had not beaten brain cancer not once but twice, and she fought the disease with such grace and positivity. However, things did get worse for her this year, and she entered into hospice and spent her last moments with her family at her favorite spot, the lake, and her family posted that she passed away pain-free, and she didn't give up until her last breath. But thousands of people around the country have heard her story, and you can check out all their posts and stuff on Good Vibe Tribe page, and they will announce the funeral dates there. But yeah, Renee, can't even talk right now. She's amazing.
You're doing great, Aaron. Thank you so much for sharing this story. And I know most of us out there have seen this story, and I watched some of them back again this morning, and she was truly inspiring.
Yeah,
thank you.
Sorry.
No, thank you, Aaron. Coming up next on KX News at 6, breweries are banding together not just to survive the pandemic themselves, but to lift others through it too. Plus, weather still to come. Stay tuned for the latest storm coverage.